Sam Logue here for irishboxing.com. Delighted to be joined by Tommy McCarthy ahead of his massive rematch this weekend against Chris BILLAM-SMITH. Tommy, first of all, man, how's things?
Everything's good, ready to rock fight week.
Excellent. I mean, first of all, yeah, let's talk about kind of training camp and kind of as you alluded to there, you're feeling good. But yeah, how has training camp gone? And yeah, talk me through kind of any little changes or adaptations that maybe you've had to make to try and reverse the decision from the last time.
Camp's been, it's been all right. And I just, the last time I wanted Stephen Ward to be, chief sparring partner because I felt like him and BILLAM-SMITH have, similar attributes.
Yeah.
And Stephen wasn't available the last time. So this time he's been there. So I've got plenty of rounds in with him. So I think that's the major difference. The last time, big Niall Kennedy was the main sparring partner, but he broke his hand. But so Stephen was there. So sparring been great with him.
Yeah, excellent. And obviously, yeah, Stephen and Niall, two very different, different kind of shapes, different skill sets that they bring. So would it be fair to say that you feel like you're better prepared this time than you were the first time?
No, I was well prepared the last time as well. Just Niall was giving me great work too, because Niall is a big lump and physical, and he's a heavyweight.
Yeah.
So I was prepared good the last time, so I'm prepared. But it's the same, really. Like just it hasn't really. It's not worse or better.
Yeah, I get you. Perhaps just Stephen might be stylistically a little more similar to Chris, which I suppose.
Because Stephen Ward is similar in style, but Stephen's more technical than BILLAM-SMITH and has more, pedigree, and Stephen Ward had an extensive amateur career and a successful professional career so far. That's the reason. I think he's kind of the same height and all as Smith and the same kind of build. So that's the reason why I did want him in for sparring initially.
Yeah.
And it's great to have him this time around.
Excellent. Talk to me about kind of how the positivity in the gym perhaps has affected your camp and how you feel, like how your training was kind of going day to day. Because like I know the camp was real positive there over the last few months with some big fights, and Gary had an unbelievably good win in Nottingham. Of course, Tyrone was unfortunately not successful in his fight against Regis, but like obviously a massive fight, real good buzz around the gym. Did that affect your training, and that kind of give you that extra bit of motivation, or you know what I mean, that kind of buzz going into your camp and going into the fight?
Well, I was just training alongside the lads at the start without it, because as you say, Gary had a massive fight, Tyrone had a massive fight, so I just jumped into that camp, hoping that something would come up.
Yeah.
I didn't have a date, and there wasn't any there was no negotiations over there or anything behind the scenes. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna get ready with these guys, and if something comes up, I'll be good to go. So I just, sparring. I was training like as if I had a fight coming up, as if I was fighting on the same day. So once I got the BILLAM-SMITH fight, the lads, they fought kind of back to back. So Gary was in Nottingham, and then Tyrone was in Dubai. So Pete had to go and handle business with him, and so I was able to get. That was another reason why it was brilliant to have Stephen Ward on board. He's able to get loads of rounds in Belfast while Pete was away.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, brilliant. I mean, yeah, what a help that was. I'm interested in your reflections on the first fight. I know that your manager Mark Dunlop is adamant that you won the first fight. Pete, I'm sure I've heard say that he's adamant that you won the first fight. How do you look back on that one now? in terms of the result? Do you feel like you definitely won it? Do you feel like perhaps Chris did win it? And, you know, what kind of reflections do you have on the fight now looking back?
To be honest, I only ever watched the fight back once, and I thought I won it, but the opportunity to have a rematch, you know, I don't even want to even think too much about the last fight. You know, this is giving me a clean slate to go and, you know, right the wrong and correct all the mistakes I made the first time.
Yeah.
So it was a close fight, and you know, there's no point crying about the decision in it because it won't change anything. So this is the chance to change. It won't change the decision of the last fight, but
Yeah.
it'll change the direction of where I was going, because, you know, I lost in pro boxing when I was right there at that level, right just about to break on the world scene. You know, this was a hindrance. So, you know, this win will just set me right back to where I was.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. What, without, obviously you're not going to want to go into too much detail, but what has to kind of change from the first fight in order to get the decision this time for you, or to get the win, I should say?
I just have to be more clinical with more performance. I think, I know I don't want to dwell on it too much, but I think the last time I kind of fell into the trap of, you know, of BILLAM-SMITH's, you know, like going and fighting his fight, you know.
Yeah.
And not sticking to my own thing. So
Your own
this
plan,
time
kind
I
of, yeah.
forget about what's going on behind the scenes and outside of the ring, and just focus on what I do best.
Yeah, 100%.
Because you can't live with me over the boxing that gets showed in the fight.
Say that again, Tom, sorry?
Because you can't live with me when we're just boxing, pure boxing, you know.
Yeah.
Was when clearly. But once I was trying to, you know, rough him up, that was his game.
Yeah, I get you. So I'm sure we can see, we'll see a slightly different Tommy McCarthy this weekend. Carl Frampton was brought into your first camp, of course. Kind of, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, not kind of, he wasn't there throughout the camp, but he was kind of there on fight week, and he was kind of a presence in the corner. Looking back on that one, I think we spoke briefly about this before, but looking back on that one, do you think that was a good idea? And did that perhaps maybe distract you slightly, or maybe have a slightly more negative effect than a positive effect when you reflect on it now?
No, I thought it was brilliant. I thought it was a laugh.
We all did too, to be fair. It was very entertaining.
Carl's a friend of mine's away from boxing, so it was like the fight I actually seen for the fight the day before I defended the title. So that night then I was like, it'd be great. We should bring Carl in for the BILLAM-SMITH fight, and Pete and Mark were on board. So no regrets about it. It was funny, and I actually enjoyed having him in the team because he has so much experience.
Yeah,
he was such a positive effect on the team. He was getting me anything that I needed. He was, you know, giving me advice, and it was great to have him around.
Class. Will Carl be involved in this fight this weekend?
It's not going to be his time because he's what do you call him? It's Frank Warren has a show on the same night, and he works for him.
Yeah, he's working BT Sport, is he? Yeah.
So he can't get they're not going to give him. They're not going to let him off to go and work at a rival promotions. You know what I mean? So
yeah, that's fair enough. Obviously, it's a big card this weekend, and it's headlined by Conor Benn, who's kind of a massive name in his own right, always growing. Does that have, not just that, but does it have an effect on you when you're kind of on a big show, big matchroom shows? Is it kind of more pressure to perform? Yeah, does that have any effect?
No. No, this is good because this is going to be the first show for years that I've been on where it's going to be like the old days. And I've been on some big shows in the past, so it doesn't have any effect.
Yeah, it's just kind of a standard procedure for you, like whether it's a small hall show or a big.
Well, not standard procedure, but it's like, you know, when you turn professional, this is what you want. You want to be on the big shows in the arenas. So it's like, we're here. This is what you work for on the small shows to get to this position. So it's great. Like there's no pressure. The pressure's getting there. Once you get there, it's just to enjoy.
Yeah, what does it actually mean to you to kind of be on this stage? And I suppose now consistently on this stage, you know, your last few fights now have been kind of on either Sky shows or DAZN shows through Matchroom.
Yeah, well, it's been great, obviously, and it's been a lifetime of work. Didn't just happen overnight. I had to go to Italy to fight for the WBC title, and that was the top of the bill over there. That was a massive show in Italy. So after winning that, I've just been consistently back-to-back big shows, and I like it that like I said, when I turned professional, this is where I wanted to be, because at the start of your career, you're on at like 5 o'clock in the day. The place is empty and it's shit. So this is exactly where you want to be in your career.
Definitely. So come Saturday, you'll only be thinking about one of these scenarios, but there are two scenarios, right? There's you get revenge and you win the fight, and there's also the possibility that it doesn't go your way. I want to know where does Tommy McCarthy go, depending on what happens. If you win the fight and if you happen to unfortunately lose the fight, what would be next for you?
To be honest, I haven't even thought that far in front. I'm just concentrating on Saturday night. You know, people often, and I'm guilty of it myself, I'm guilty of it the last time, thinking about what's beyond the fight.
Yeah.
So the main thing is just handle business on Saturday. That's just concentrate in the present moment, and then we'll deal with what comes after.
100%. 100%. That's the mentality you need to get the job done on Saturday night, I feel. And we're all backing you here, Tom. Look, we'll leave it there, mate. Just one more time, I want to say thanks very much for giving me your time, especially on such short notice and on fight week as well, when there's kind of a bit more pressure is ramping up. Best of luck with the rest of fight week. I hope everything goes smoothly, and best of luck on Saturday night.
All right. Thanks very much. Thanks for having me.